The show Extreme Makeover has seen its share of characters. You get celebrity trainers helping very overweight people try to reach their weight loss goals. And let's be honest, sometimes the attitudes aren't the best. But then you get people who are just truly amazing. People like Sara. Sara is a little person standing at only 4 feet 5 inches tall. When her journey began, she was actually a nutrition speaker on local television shows, which is pretty ironic. She was deeply ashamed of herself. All her life, she had to deal with the challenges of her short stature, but on top of that, she had suffered greatly at the hands of her own sister. This emotional pain led her to seek comfort in food. It became her coping mechanism, a way to deal with the hurt. But this coping mechanism had its own consequences. By the time she was 37 years old, Sara weighed over 200 pounds. For her small frame, this was a significant amount of excess weight, and it was taking a huge toll on her body and her spirit. She knew she needed a change, a big one. And that's what brought her to the show, hoping for a transformation that went far beyond just the physical. When Sara started her time on Extreme Makeover, the trainers didn't go easy on her. Her very first challenge was designed to test her limits right from the start. They took her to a massive amphitheater, the kind with steep, towering stone steps. Then, they handed her an 80-pound weight and told her to carry it all the way to the top. Just think about that for a second. An 80-pound weight. And for Sara, at just 4'5", each one of those stairs came up past her knees. It was like climbing a series of small walls over and over again while carrying a huge burden. But here's the incredible part. She didn't complain. Not once. There was no hesitation, no looking for an excuse. She just took a deep breath, gripped the weight, and started to climb. It was a slow, grueling process. Step by painful step. Her muscles were screaming. Her lungs were burning, but her determination was unshakable. She just kept going, focusing on one step at a time, then the next, and the next. As she made her slow, determined ascent, something beautiful started to happen. The people scattered around the amphitheater, who were just going about their day, began to notice. At first, it was just a few curious glances. But as she continued her relentless climb, more and more people turned to watch. They saw this tiny woman, struggling against an immense challenge, refusing to give up. They were witnessing a raw display of human spirit. The entire theater fell silent, captivated by her effort. And by the time she finally reached that last step, exhausted but triumphant, the entire crowd erupted. They stood up and cheered for her, a wave of applause and encouragement washing over her. It was a powerful moment, a testament to the fact that her fight had resonated with every single person who watched. After conquering that first incredible challenge, it was time for Sara and her trainer to set some long-term goals. Her trainer, impressed by her grit but also aware of the long road ahead, proposed a target. He suggested that 6 months after starting her intensive diet and exercise program, she should aim to run a half marathon. For most people in her position, that would be a monumental goal in itself. But Sara's reaction was not what anyone expected. She looked at her trainer and simply said no. She wouldn't run the half marathon. There was a pause. You could see the confusion on her trainer's face. But then Sara continued. She wouldn't run the half. Because instead, she would run a full marathon, a full 26.2 miles. Her trainer was immediately concerned. He tried to reason with her, explaining that running a full marathon would be exceptionally hard on her body, especially her joints. Because of her short stature, her stride was much shorter than an average runner's. This meant she would have to take thousands upon thousands of extra strides to cover the same distance. The sheer repetitive impact would be immense, and the risk of injury was incredibly high. He advised against it strongly. But Sara's mind was made up. She didn't care about the extra difficulty. She didn't care about the statistics or the risks. She had a dream, a vision of herself crossing that finish line, and nothing was going to stand in her way. So, with that unwavering resolve, she began her training, pushing her body and her will to new limits every single day. And when the day of the marathon came, she did exactly what she said she would do. Sara ran the whole marathon. Over the course of her journey, Sara's transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Through relentless hard work, discipline, and that incredible spirit she showed from day one, she succeeded in losing more than half of her body weight. She went from over 200 pounds to a healthy, strong weight for her frame. But the change was so much more than what the scale showed. The shame and self-doubt that had haunted her for so long melted away, replaced by a radiant confidence. And she didn't just lose weight. She became a runner, just like she had always dreamed. She discovered a passion and a strength she never knew she possessed. The woman who once hid from the world was now proudly running through it, one powerful stride at a time. Sara's story is a powerful reminder for all of us. It teaches us that true strength isn't measured in inches or pounds. It isn't about how tall you are or how much you weigh. Strength is measured in heart, it's measured in courage, and it's measured in the sheer, unyielding determination to look at an impossible challenge and say, I can, and I will. Thank you so much for watching. If Sara's story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that celebrates the power of the human spirit.